All right, world. I don't know if you guys are out there yet. I'm going to be coming on live here in a second. Just got to get a few things set. And just want to start reiterating, whenever I do go live, there's always a delay with the lag. So that's something that I just need you all to get used to, as it's something that's unavoidable when I go live from out in the field. So thank you for tuning in. So again, I'll be on the screen in just a second. I want to appreciate everybody that's tuning in. And again, whenever I go live from out on location, it will be a delay from when you see me on. But I always appreciate everybody who joins me live. Coming on the screen soon, coming on the screen soon. Just give me a second, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon. As again, I'm going to keep saying this until I come on the screen. It's going to be just a second before I'm on the screen, and we'll go ahead and get this conversation started. And I will answer all your questions that you could have about these Carolina Panthers. So, all right. Walking to the screen now. What's going on? Do you like the broadcast? Do you like it? Hopefully I won't get too distracted from all the passerbyers, all the noise that could go on. But I told you I had a lot of tricks up my sleeve, been working on a lot of new stuff. Let me adjust the height of this video just a little bit. That'll help me out. There you go. I had to adjust the height of that video just a little bit. And so yeah, this week be doing a lot of videos to, number one, fine-tune some things, because you guys been watching me all preseason. I told you, bear with me. Well, we got exactly a week to go until I had to have everything refined, and I will. So enjoy some of the videos that I do. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, leave comments below. I like to say I work for you guys, so leave me your comments. Hopefully you don't hear too much background noise. I decided to wear earpiece so that I can have my hands free for all the stuff to interact with you guys as I am talking. And hey, I really do love you guys. I always say I do this for you. I work for you, and I do. And I just had, I think, Joey stop by and say what's up as he was running around here by the stadium. So I always love the love from you all. Say hello when you're out. Let's take a selfie when you're out. Nevertheless, let me give a few shout outs here to Ken Hampton, Alton Moore, Faith Lindbergh. Tell Christian that you love him. I can't, but you can. And who else we got here? Trill One. So I'm excited. Why? Because look how clear this broadcast. I've been working on this forever, and I'm just excited that it's working as I had intended it to work. So nevertheless, let's just go ahead and get into some things, right? Carolina Panthers today made a lot of moves and getting down to their practice squad. So yesterday on Saturday, we had all the moves to get to the 53 that we were required to. I think that was Saturday by 4. And then today started at noon. Teams were able to start making acquisitions from waivers to build their practice squads. And I'm going to go over some details of the practice squads. Leave your comments below. I will continue to get to those throughout the broadcast. I don't know how long we're going to broadcast, but we might go until the batteries die. I don't know. I work for you guys. It just depends on how many questions you have. So I'm going to kind of work backwards from the first 53-man cut to all the transactions that we had today. And I'm reaching for my water, which hopefully I got. I don't feel like I have. Man, I need my water, y'all. I'm going to step off camera for just a split second to see if I set my water down somewhere. But you guys can probably still hear me as I go to walk a few steps. And I'm going to guess that I did not bring my water with me, which, yeah, I don't see that I left my water anywhere. So if you are close to the stadium and you know where I am, come and bring me some water, because I'm sure my voice is going to get worn out. But I'm walking back to the camera now, in case you guys are watching, wondering what I'm doing. And your boy's back. Your boy's back. All right, so no water. All right. So bear with the voice as I go through this. So 53-man roster cut down. Let me also give you some back. Let me go back for a second. So I always get excited, man. Thursday after the game, I talked to some players, had some things lined up, or said, hey, I got some exciting stuff coming to you guys this weekend. Unfortunately, wasn't able to have that interview with that player because he was one of the players that was released. So, you know, we had said that, you know, we do the interview if they made it, if they did not make it, but I understand. So that's why I did not have that special feature for you guys this week, because that player got cut. So I'm sorry. And also, been loving all the feedback. I know on the recap from the Pittsburgh game, I was like moving all over the place. Yes, I was excited. So I'm not going to move all over the place on this video either. But going to those cuts, the first wave of cuts that we had that came through yesterday, starting with the, I'm just going to highlight the guys that stand out to me. I've done the video already where I went through these guys in detail. Cameron Artis-Payne, after 5 years, or 5 years experience, was cut. Lorenzo Doss, cornerback. Tyler Heineke, quarterback. And also Corn Elder, cornerback, was waived in our first batch of releases. Those are just the guys that stand out to me. I strongly believe at this point that Corn Elder has signed with another team. I don't know who that team is. Also, the big news from that first wave of cuts was kicker Graham Gano, my guy. Look back at my videos, you'll see that I did an interview with Graham Gano. Had a lot of fun. We actually played paper flicking field goals. I think we ended in a tie. But Graham Gano was placed on injured reserve prior to being placed on the 53-man roster, which means that he is going to be out for the entire 2019 season. He will not play for the Carolina Panthers. So Joey Sly will indeed be our guy. Doesn't realize how much that rhymes until you say it. For the 2019 season. And I feel confident in Joey. Showed a lot of good poise. Certainly has a strong leg on kickoffs and field goals. So, you know, it looks like from a performance standpoint, we could pretty much get the same thing we got from Graham Gano, but we're just going to have to see how he performs under pressure through a 17-week season. Getting into the moves that we made yesterday, I'm actually going to go through all of these because I did not do a video yesterday. So, actually, no, I'm not going to go through every one of these guys from yesterday. Again, you can look those up. But Brian Cox Jr., he had 3 years under his belt. Jared Norris, that was a little bit of a surprise for me, our linebacker that was waived yesterday. And DeAndrew White, which I spoke to Thursday after the game. He had a really good game. I think he had 6 targets, almost 100 yards. You know, had a good performance, but he was down a little bit low on that depth chart, so wasn't able to make it through that second wave, and was released by the Carolina Panthers. Now I'm going to check my phone to see if you guys have any questions that I want to get through, because next thing up is we're going to talk about those guys that are on the practice squad. So let me look and see what kind of questions I am looking through right here. Panthers good. It said they're having a good one. Calvin, top quality. Hope you're talking about my video, because it is. I'm excited. You guys got to like this video, share it with people. I had a goal of wanting to get to 4,000 subscribers over this weekend, but again, I didn't go live yesterday. But I have a goal to get to 5,000 subscribers. So hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. But I'm glad that you all are noticing the quality difference. Why you think they cut Torrey Smith? Does it have more to do with performance or money? So I'm glad that you mentioned that. Let me see if I can quickly go back here to my notes. We made excuse me, 3 transactions today. And I'm sorry about my voice. I didn't bring my water, but hopefully you guys can bear with me through it. 3 players were waived today. Trying to quickly see if I can go through my notes. I don't think I printed that out before I came out. Off the top of my head, it was Corey Smith, Holyfield, and one other guy that we released. We got 3 new people. I did a video earlier today, so if you just click on the Carolina name, you'll go back and you'll be able to see those. I'm sorry, I did not write those down. But to go back to your question on on Torrey Smith being released, I didn't feel like Torrey had a good chance to make this team anyway. I know he made that he redid his contract for less money, which helped give him a little bit of time. But just looking at it from a performance standpoint, he hadn't been that good. I'm not saying that he was terrible, but he just hadn't performed that well. And you look at veteran leadership in that locker room, and you say, yeah, that's a good thing to have, but it's not like he was a veteran from the Carolina Panthers as a good reason to bring him along. And, we got DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, some other good guys. So, and then Hogan being on the team. So I just didn't feel good about Torrey making it. So I don't so much feel like it was a performance thing, just as much as I feel like you got to tip your hat to Marty Herney, who is doing a very, very good job of running this thing like a business. Top business, and many people don't like them because they make a lot of decisions that personally make a lot of people upset. But Marty doesn't seem afraid to make those decisions to do what is necessary for the team to perform at their best. So I don't feel like it was a money thing, and we got some other wide receivers to come in for him. Just feel good about it. See if I can go through a few more questions that we have here. Corn Elder, you guys said he went to the Giants. Another comment here is, I feel Holyfield was slightly better than Scarlett. Reminded me more of Jay Stu. Bonifant was nice this preseason. Yeah, I didn't feel like Holyfield would make it just because I felt like Scarlett was definitely going to make it. Scarlett does an excellent job of also catching balls out of the backfield, really good hands. And Bonifant was doing pretty good too. I feel like, and we're going to get back into this, Holyfield could be back on our practice squad. That's what I've been saying all along, is I felt like he was going to be a practice squad guy. Does Butler have a crazy big contract? Is that why we're keeping him? Butler doesn't have a crazy big contract. He's actually still on his rookie contract. He didn't get a bump because we didn't pick up his option to be on the team this year. I just feel like Butler is a guy that's a disappointing player from the fact that he was drafted in the first round, but overall he's not a bad player that doesn't deserve a roster spot, if you know what I mean. Like, there's depth that you have to have at every position. So it's just unfortunate you have a first-round guy that is currently just serving as depth. And, he has his work cut out for him this season to see if he can perform and make a roster spot, or, if he's going to be released. So those are my 2 cents on Vernon Butler. This is my first time being out live for an extended period of time. So I know reporters normally aren't supposed to look around, but there's no other person here to have my back for stuff, so I might be looking around a little bit. Let me go to some more questions here, then I'm going to go and talk about this practice squad. The water's right behind me in the tree branch. I almost looked, but it is not. All right, so I'm going to come back to some of these questions here. I want to get through some more of the moves that the Panthers made today. So Panthers did agree to bring on 8 people for their practice squad. I'm also going to educate you guys a little bit on how the practice squad works, some nuances of that I think you all may appreciate as well. If you're just watching, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications, all right? Practice squad, we got Quinn Blanding. He is a safety out of Virginia. Rashard Cook, he is a rookie out of University of Alabama Birmingham. He's a guard. We brought back Brian Cox Jr., defensive end out of Florida. Tamrick Hemingway is a tight end out of South Carolina State. B. Jackson, defensive tackle out of Arkansas. Cole Luke out of Notre Dame. I believe Cole Luke is returned, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have all my notes here. We also have, Sion Tahuma. He's the linebacker out of southeastern Louisiana. And drum roll, we brought back DeAndre White, who is a wide receiver, 2 years out of Alabama. So we have 8 people that we now have put on the practice squad, leaving 2 slots open. One of those slots I think is very realistic to assume that pending Elijah Holyfield clearing waivers will be on our practice squad. So I believe there's normally a 24-hour period that players have to wait before they can get back onto the practice squad. So I believe about this time tomorrow we'll hear about Elijah Holyfield and one other position returning to the practice squad. So just to give you guys a quick little education on practice squad and how it works. Each team gets 10 players that they can have on the practice squad. Sorry, got a little distracted. 4 of those players can have 2 accrued seasons or more. The other 6 have to have fewer than 2 seasons accrued on the practice squad. So out of those 10, 4 could be 3 years or less players. 2 years or less players. And the other 6 will just have to be 1 or 2 or rookies. A player on the practice squad for 6 games to count towards that limit. All right, now what about salary? We always like to talk about these guys and the great deal of money that they make. Practice squad players do get a nice amount of $8,000 per week. And if they were able to be on the team for a full season, 17 weeks, gives them $136,000 for about 4 months worth of work. Be smart with your money. That still could be something that goes a long way, and it's not a bad income whatsoever. Poaching, how the NFL handles poaching, signing players off of other teams' practice squad. So when you first sign a player off the practice squad, they have to be a part of your team. Has to be elevated to their 53-man roster. So if somebody takes DeAndre White from the Panthers, they have to sign him to their 53-man roster, which means if they were full, they have to let go of a guy. So you can't just usually poach guys off of that practice squad. And then when you sign him, he has to be with you for 3 weeks. So, or at least he's going to earn 3 weeks salary. So maybe technically you can let him go, but you still get out of money. So it definitely deters people of poaching players off of other people's teams. So now that we got that out the way, we're going to go back to some questions from you guys, all right? Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Let me see what I got here. So now I'm going to go back, do some more Q&A with everybody. I'll work for you guys. So as long as you have questions, as long as my batteries are running, I'll stay out here for everybody, okay? Let's see if I can go back through here and see what we have. Who's the number 1 and 2 wide receivers? That will go to DJ Moore and Curtis Samuels. Those are by far our outstanding number 1 and 2 wide receivers. Appreciate the question, Choppy. Maybe Falcons pick up Holyfield. I don't know if he had a lot of tape that made a lot of people around the league put some eyes out on him. I know just as a fan, you see a guy come in like that, you know the story behind his dad being Evander Holyfield and being undrafted. It seemed like he got some good looks that I feel like it's a pretty, nothing's absolute, but I give him an 80% chance that he returns to us. I won't hold my head down too much. You guys will see that I'm thinning up there on my head, so I'm going to hold the phone like this. Yeah, you can't see it. Oh, right there. All right. What else we got here? Figured Smith was gone once we signed Chris Hogan. Both had Super Bowl experience. However, Hogan was cheaper and healthy. Yeah, with Torrey having that injury, I mean, it's life, man. Everybody gets older, just can't rebound from things as you could when you're younger. And with that injury that he had, Torrey just hadn't been that much of a player since that injury. And like I said, probably his age has something to do with it. Sure, he's still a capable guy, can walk around, jump, and do everything, but to play football at an NFL professional level, you just got to be in tip-top shape. You just can't even be in good. It has to be great. I believe that they kept Holyfield on the 53 just to pass the first wave of waiver pickups, increase his chances of being available for practice squad. Let me think on that, because I was trying to think on that too. Why would you keep Holyfield on the 53 to let him go the next day? Yeah, I don't know, because he still would have been eligible to be picked up today by other teams. He would have had less of a period that you had to wait for him and be exposed than if you cut him today, because even if he was cut Saturday, teams could have picked him up this morning. But I don't know. It's a good question. The other position better be Godwin. Trill, not sure your exact question or statement there. Zabin Narhu third, I don't know what your question was there. Who the two wide receivers we got off waivers? Are they on the team now? I just got live, missed your breakdown. No problems. Yeah, I don't think I can quickly find my email with those guys that they picked up earlier. But let me just see if I can find that out while we're live now. Appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, as long as you all are on here, I'll stay on here tonight. Work for you guys, right? You all. You guys care if I say you guys? Thinking with all this political correctness that I got to say you all, but you guys is just such a part of my normal speech. So let's see, who do we pick up here? All right, so the three players that we claimed off waivers are wide receivers Brandon Zylstra and wide receiver Ray McLeod, and then we also got Natrell Jameson. And Brandon had 2 years of experience coming from the Vikings. And then Ray has an interesting haircut. He went to Clemson, got 2 years of experience. Looks like he might have came from Buffalo, judging by that picture there on his uniform. But, yeah, those were the pickups. Wide receivers, 2 wide receivers, and the safeties who we were able to pick up today. Say what you want, brother. Who's our starting punt returner and kickoff returner? I don't know if that has been concretely established yet. Kind of why you feel like they're getting some of these wide receivers to be guys that could fill those roles. But I'll tell you who we currently have listed on the punt return. Actually, we don't have anybody listed. So, yeah, they're absolutely trying to fill that position to find out who is going to be our punt returner and who's going to be our kickoff returner. So, yeah, we don't know yet. Another good question. Hey, stay on me with that so I can make sure that I get that information out to you, all right? I'm trying to look at the next question. Do you think Marquise Haynes will have a breakout season in our new scheme? He's been pretty good during the season, preseason. So, I always like to plug my videos. I interviewed Marquise Haynes last season. So hit that Carolina button. Just look at my channel or just Google it. You'll see that I talked with that gentleman last year. Pretty good guy, pretty good family dude. very, very athletic dude. There's a video out there of him doing this dunk that was incredible. But I think Marquise Haynes is, I don't know so much about having a breakout, but I feel like he could be somebody that, I mean, it does really, really well, because you just look at from game 1 in the preseason to game 4, and really in games 3 and 4, his play really, really increased a lot. And they gave him additional playing time, I think, to continue to allow him to fine-tune everything that he was doing. And he was able to get, I don't know how many sacks that he was able to get, but I do feel very confident that Marquise Haynes will have a pretty solid year, be a contributor, be somebody that you hear his name called over the PA system for some sacks and some pressures, because he's athletic. I mean, you look at really what Hurney's been doing with all of our guys across the line on the edges, particularly with this new scheme, is they're getting some athletic guys. Even Brian Burns is, really long, really athletic, and Marquise Haynes is pretty similar to that. So I think that we have that to happen. And like I said, sorry if I start looking off sometimes, because I'm out here by myself and I don't know what people are out here doing. Let me go back to these comments here. I seem to have lost my comments. Hold on a second. There we go, got my comments back. One-man band problems, man. But I'm going to keep going. Do you think we let more talent go today than we brought in? Who would be the talent that we let go? Torrey Smith? No. I mean, he's okay. I'm not saying he's terrible, but I don't feel like he was a Curtis Samuel, a DJ Moore. I don't even feel like he was a DeAndrew White kind of guy, because these guys can be just, what stood out to me from DeAndrew's performance on Thursday night was that he's had some of those traits that I love about Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore, and that after he got the ball, he was still running hard, and he had some good hands. So you got a guy like that if he, being on the practice squad, starts or continues to develop, then you're not going to miss Torrey Smith. So, and if I've said Torrey Holt at all during this video, I'm sorry. But yeah, Torrey Smith, I don't think we missed any talent. You could say Holyfield as a talent, but he's a rookie. So again, it's you're trying to evaluate what you have there. You don't know for sure what you do have, and I feel like he will come back on our practice squad to still be a person that can develop and maybe get some time on this team. But even if he doesn't, Scarlett looked pretty good, and Bonifon, I'm going to fine-tune being able to say everybody's name here in a couple of weeks, but those people look pretty solid. So I don't feel like anything significant was lost. And all the players that are dealing with right now, these transactions are just, you're guessing about the risk, It's my 2 cents anyway. Is Cam starting against the Rams? There's every indication that Cam Newton will start against the Rams. He threw the ball today. People said that he looked sharp. I didn't know there was even going to be a practice today, but I know the media was not allowed access to the team today. But all signs are indicating that Cam Newton will be starting in Week 1 against the Los Angeles Rams. Terrence Jones, I'll take that. Thomas Davis paraphernalia you've got stashed. So, yes, I have a picture. If you've seen a video posted maybe 3 days ago, it's Thomas Davis. It's a 20 by 30 canvas print that I have received permission as a media outlet to give that away. So, probably will not do it this week, but look for that giveaway to happen in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to recommend that you're somebody in the Charlotte area, because I'm not going to pay for you to mail it. You have to come by and get it. Unless you don't live in Charlotte and you do want to pay for me to ship it to wherever, then I'll do that. But yes, I will be giving away that Thomas Davis picture that hangs up in the studio at the office. So stay tuned. And for the people that are just now joining in, I'm doing a live broadcast. Hope you appreciate the sound quality, the video quality. I've been working on it all summer. to get things at a higher level. I work for you guys. I love what I do. Subscribe to the channel. Hit like if you're watching. You still haven't hit the like yet. Hit the bell notification so in the future when I go live, everything I want to do this season, I'll tell you, is engaging. I don't want to just talk. I want to answer questions and work for you guys. So be sure to leave comments, leave questions, and the such. Huge fan of the word. Appreciate it, Terrence. And also, if you're just tuning in, I had a bottle of water that I brought with me, and I guess I left it in the car. So if you are near the stadium right now, it is, what time is it, 6:51. You can find me by the ticket office and bring me some water. I'll appreciate you tremendously. What player stood out to you in the preseason? For me, that goes to Brian Burns. I mean, Joey Slye, Brian Burns are two of the guys that stood out quite a bit. You got to say Brian Burns, something that you expect, but you love when you see the performance from a first-round pick because you do have a lot of high expectations. Because just like on the opposite side of the spectrum, you got Vernon Butler, who was a first-round pick, who hasn't never really done what you expected him to do. But Brian Burns, that game in Chicago, he played very limited. I don't know if it was 10 plays that this guy played, and he had a couple of sacks in that amount of time. It just looks really awesome and has continued to do well. Joey Slye definitely takes the cake as the biggest headline from this preseason, coming in allegedly just to give Graham Gano some relief. And Rivera, I believe, in my opinion, showed a lot of honesty and like wanting to give this guy an opportunity and saying, hey, if he doesn't make it here, he could go somewhere else. And lo and behold, he's ended up being a Carolina Panther for the 2019 season and kicked the 59-yard field goal that I don't care who you are. That was extremely impressive how he kicked that and not only made it, but the ball went into the nets behind him. So he had plenty of leg left in that kick. So those are my preseason standouts. Everyone we brought in today has kickoff, punt return experience. No one we released did. Everyone was bottom of the depth chart talent we have to get solid. I agree with you there, Calvin. Good comment. Appreciate you. Is buying physical tickets still possible? I don't know 100%, but to me, the way that they push, smartphones and how to use them, I don't know if they're going to have paper tickets. That's something that I have to circle back on, but I don't know for sure at this moment. Terrence Jones, definitely in Charlotte. All right, so if you're in Charlotte, yeah, you can come by and pick up that picture of Thomas Davis. I love that picture, but it has to come off the wall. He's no longer with the team. There's nothing like, hey, I don't like this guy, I'm going to burn it. But just the goal is I like to have the guys on the wall that are current captains on the team. So that wall will be updated as those captains are released, which, shoot, I don't know. I would assume this week, those captains will be coming out. It kind of felt like we should have them by now, but they just determine a roster. So, yeah, the captains for this season should be coming out shortly. Yeah, in Texas, so you'll pay for sure. Hey, like I said, if you're, I'm going to tell you that you have to come pick it up, but if you're not in Charlotte and you win it, then I'll mail it to you if you want to pay for it. It's not going to be any kind of complicated way in which I give away that picture. It's just going to simply be leave a comment, and I'll randomly pick a person. Some people make you subscribe or tag a friend and all that stuff. I hope you do subscribe just out of liking the content, but I'm not going to make that a requirement to win that picture. Superman, or I don't know, Supermag 89, special teams is very suspect along with the O-line, and we haven't got any decent O-line off waivers yet. Jimmy Hamilton, we are suspect at the wide receiver position. We need a big receiver for Cam. Jimmy. Let's I want you guys to comment on Jimmy's comment. Again, I'm going to read it. Jimmy said that we are suspect at wide receiver and we don't have any big targets for quarterback Cam Newton. Jimmy, I respectfully and kindly disagree with you there. That phase that the NFL went through and having like the Twin Towers is really a very rare, unique talent. So we had Kelvin Benjamin and we had Devin Funches. we got these huge wide receivers, all this catch radius, and Kelvin Benjamin went to Buffalo, got released from Buffalo, went to Kansas City, got released from Kansas City, is currently a free agent. Devin Funchess, he went on the decline last season, currently signed a huge contract with Indianapolis. I'm not mad at you, Devin, for that. But so, no, we don't have any 6'4", 6'5" wide receivers, but, you know, Steve Smith was every bit of, 5'9", 5'10", but we got some guys. I mean, you got two guys in DJ Moore and Curtis Samuels who some people don't know who the clear number one would be between those two guys because they're both fast. They both can catch it. DJ Moore can run over you after the catch like no other. Very aggressive after the catch. And then Curtis Samuel has a very similar ability, just not as big as DJ Moore, but he can run over some. He's not going to go down with the first grab attempt at him. And he's quick. He's super quick. So love your comment. I do sincerely disagree that we don't have a good wide receiver. I think we have two good ones, and we have some very respectable depth at wide receiver behind him. And then you add in Greg Olson, tight end, who's been phenomenal. We don't know how Greg's going to be with that foot injury. He's kind of been injury prone a little bit. I know people are talking about Cam Newton been injury prone, but I would more so say Greg Olson is injury prone right now than I would say Cam. Not to say that Greg isn't tough, because he'll play through anything as he can, but when bones are broken, no matter how tough you are, you're limited in what you can do there. So I'd love to see some other comments there about that comment on Cam Newton not having some good wide receivers. Give me a second here. All right, I lost my chat window, so give me a second to bring that chat window back up, and I'll continue to answer some questions. Like the video, subscribe, hit the notifications if you haven't done so. Helps me grow, helps people find out about what we're doing over here at Charlotte, which is working for you guys. Give me a second, just trying to get back up to the comments that I have up. All right, I got the comments going back on up. You would bring me some water, but that's a long drive from Raleigh. I appreciate it. I really do need some water. I would love forever whoever brings me some water, even though I'm not going to be out here that much longer. Need to get back to the studio, continue to do some stuff that I work. How do you like the video quality? You know, if you just even appreciate the video quality and the sound that I have right now, just hit that like button, because your boy put a lot of effort into this video quality. I'm telling you, and the sound. Took me a long time to get this together. One of the new guys is kind of big, 6'2". Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, I hadn't had a chance to do my research on the new guys yet today. Would prefer to have had Holyfield, but good luck to him. Yeah, I had a chance to do a lot of tweeting and social media stuff today, but it seems like some people are pretty upset about the Holyfield thing. So you're doing a raffle for the TDE picture. How do we put our name for it? Yes, I'm going to give it away, the Thomas Davis picture that's at the office on some of the videos, and I will be giving that away. Probably do it next week to give that picture away, but it'll be pretty simple. It'll just be we'll do a video and ask you to leave your comment, and that'll be it. What do you think Terry Godwin? Why do you think Terry Godwin got cut? Why do I think Terry Godwin got cut? I don't have any immediate opinion on why Terry Godwin got cut. I can give you something pretty generic on that, but yeah, I don't have any good reason. Didn't watch him that closely during the preseason, so I'm sorry I can't properly comment on that one at this moment. Be honest with you guys, as I work for you, right? Funchess and Kelvin Benjamin were big targets. Nerve will get the ball to our speedy playmakers in space. Appreciate that comment, Calvin. Wide receivers are good, but I do believe in at least one 6'2" plus guy for goal line situations. In my opinion, you don't have to worry about when we get into the goal line situations. I don't know what kind of hops DJ Moore has, but I feel like they're very adequate to be able to get up over somebody for the catch. And we got Greg Olson and Ian Thomas as very big, capable wide receivers. Let's not forget about how good of a receiver that Greg Olson is. I know he's been out for the past 2 seasons. And then Ian Thomas, you know, when Greg went out, you saw Ian come in, and he's still developing, but that guy is certainly an athletic, big tight end that could get the ball. And then Christian McCaffrey. So I don't feel like this team is hurting for offensive weapons where you need that. I still appreciate your questions and comments, so continue to leave them on. That's just my 2 cents about the matter. Oh, look at there. And then you comment. I didn't even see this before I spoke about Ian Thomas is arguably our best goal line threat, which you feel uncomfortable with. All right. I can tell a big difference. You look like I am on the news, man. What you mean? I look like I'm on Hey, seriously, I've been excited about a lot of stuff, and this is one of them. I'm going to go live doing videos pretty much every game before kickoff. 90 minutes before game, I'm going to do a pregame show, be a live question and answer, and that was my goal. I don't want this to look anything less than like what you all are used to seeing on other outlets and other television. So there have been some major upgrades, and I appreciate you noticing. And we're going to do a lot of cool stuff with this live video that we can now do looking like we are on TV, because we are on TV. Loud cars trying to distract me. Do you think Ian Thomas and Greg Olson can be a tandem like when we had Greg and the Saints tight end year 1? Yeah. I believe that's a very good tandem with Greg and Ian. Very good. Our huge receivers never got much separation. Little Smitty was far better with Cam's accuracy. Ali is trying to win the Thomas Davis picture. I appreciate it. I'm not giving it away just yet, though. All right, so I'm going to give you all a few more moments to ask any questions that you may have before I wrap it up. Do you expect to see over 60% accuracy with Cam Newton? Yep. Cam's accuracy was on point last year. North Turner helped him out by giving him some short routes to throw. Definitely helps when you got a receiver like Christian McCaffrey coming out of the backfield. And just pending that, again, he's recovered from that shoulder, then I feel like, whoa, almost dropped something. I feel like Cam's accuracy will indeed be at that rate, 60%. I don't know how long I've been broadcasting live. That would be cool to know. Can you guys tell me how long I've been broadcasting live? Anybody that's watching right now? I'm just curious. Unless I start getting bit by a lot of mosquitoes, which I am starting to get bit by, I'll continue to go live this evening. Battery's good on the power, so I can't wait for week 1. Do you think our biggest hurdle? Give me just a second, you guys, as I balance being a one-man show for a second. Just 1 second, everybody watching. Just a second. All right, so let me go back to your questions here. Can't wait for week 1. What do you think our biggest hurdle week 1 golf relationship with or Aaron McDonald? So, week 1 is actually going to be a really, really tough matchup. And it's going to start to test the patience. Man, these mosquitoes. It's going to start to test the patience of some fans. Now, I think with the excitement of the regular season starting, and if Cam Newton comes back, maybe we could be more patient. But that week 1 matchup against the LA Rams is pretty darn tough, man. You can't say that you expect the Panthers to win. As a fan, yeah, you certainly want them to win, but you can't say that you expect them to win. They have a pretty good offense, really, really good offense. They have a really, really good defense. And we got some things that we didn't have the best looking preseason, and guys were talking about needing to gel, which I'm not mad at. I mean, that's true. You get new acquisitions and new talents, new defensive scheme, and there's a little bit of gelling. It takes a little bit of time for that stuff to really, really click and get going. And then coming out the gate with a team like the Los Angeles Rams, that's tough. So I think as a whole, you got to respect this LA Rams team and just hope that the Panthers have, if they lose, and I just like to talk candidly, if they lose, that this is a competitive loss, I think I'll be fine with that. If they win, awesome, great. But that first matchup is definitely a tough matchup that you just can't assume that the Carolina Panthers are going to win. I'm sorry I'm starting to move around, but these skeeters are starting to get me. Guesstimates for C-Mac. Man, I've been online for 43 minutes. Oh, I'm definitely about to go, just because I got to eat and do some other stuff. I am human without a support staff. Appreciate you guys letting me know. So we're going to start to wrap. Plus, these mosquitoes are really starting to get me now. Guesstimates for C-Mac. I don't get into too much guesstimates on like predictions or stats. I think that he's going to have a pretty awesome year, though, for sure. 43 minutes, 43. Hope always springs eternal as a new season starts, but I'm particularly optimistic this year. Would you agree? Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely optimistic about this year. We got an offense that was already pretty good. We got a quarterback that's phenomenal. You can disagree, but he's phenomenal, in my opinion. Just hoping that he's healthy. And we got a defense with a lot of new parts to fill some voids that we didn't have last year, and we got a new scheme with it. So all of that stuff makes it something exciting that's going to take place next Sunday right here at Bank of America Stadium at 1 o'clock. I'm going to go live 90 minutes before the game with my co-host Margaret. Hope you guys have been enjoying her. She holds down the Twitter during game days. Last one I'm going to read here, then I'm going to take off and thank you all for watching, which is from Hamtastic. I think we have a great overall team. I think week 1 will always will allow the ones to click. Also Cam's energy when he takes off the field. I think it will be a shootout, 31-28. Sly pulls it out with a 59-yarder. Hey, I think Hamtastic just wrote the best script for game 1. Let me read this one more time before I get off here. He thinks the overall great team. I think week 1 will allow the ones to click. Cam's energy will take off for the team. I think it will be a shootout, 31-28. Joey Sly kicks a 59-yarder to win it. I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, thank you for watching the replay. Like the video. It really helps people find out about me and grow. Subscribe. I'm targeting 5,000 subscribers, and I'm not just asking for it and going to give you guys like crappy little content. I'm going to engage and do live videos like what you're seeing now. Just going to try to be different than any other media outlet, and not, I'm not going to do live chats on Twitter. I'm going to do live videos, right? And directly answer your questions. I got player interviews. You're going to do live videos with player interviews, giving you all a chance to interact with. These mosquitoes are killing me. Give me a chance to interact with you guys as well. So like, subscribe, hit on the notifications. Please share and tell a friend about it. Carolina Panthers 1 week from today taking on the Los Angeles Rams, and I hope that you tune in and everybody have a great Sunday. Thanks so much for watching.